Imagine stepping into a grand space where every surface, every curve, and every towering column tells a story of divine majesty and earthly power. This is the essence of Baroque architecture, a style that emerged in the 17th century as a vivid response to the social and religious upheavals of its time. It sought not just to awe, but to move the viewer emotionally, aligning the splendor of the heavens with the might of the terrestrial. Today, we delve into the drama of Baroque architecture, exploring its origins, key characteristics, and lasting impact on the architectural world. The Baroque style was born out of the tumultuous period of the Counter-Reformation, a time when the Catholic Church was deeply invested in regaining its stronghold over Europe. This endeavor found its expression in the arts, particularly in architecture, where the message was clear: to awe, inspire, and assert the power of the Church. In Italy, where the movement began, the transformation was palpable. Architects were commissioned to create spaces that reflected the majesty and authority of the Church, leading to the development of a style that was as theatrical as it was awe-inspiring. This period also saw the rise of absolute monarchies, which used Baroque architecture to emphasize their divine right to rule. Thus, Baroque served both sacred and secular masters, each using the grandeur to underline their authority. Baroque architecture is immediately recognizable for its grandeur and detailed beauty. Key elements include complex shapes, often with a clear movement implied in the undulating lines and surfaces. The facades are typically more dramatic than those of Renaissance buildings, often projecting a sense of motion. The use of light is particularly crucial in Baroque architecture. Through clever positioning of windows and the layout of spaces, architects like Bernini created dramatic effects with natural light, enhancing the emotional experience of the space. Lastly, the lavish use of decorations, plasters, frescoes, marbles, and gilded stuccos, completes the sensory experience of Baroque architecture, making every visit a walk through a crafted piece of drama and emotion. Gian Lorenzo Bernini and Francesco Borromini are two pillars of Baroque architecture. Bernini's design of St. Peter's Square with its colossal Doric colonnades, as well as his dynamic ecstasy of St. Teresa, showcase his mastery in blending sculpture and architecture to evoke intense spiritual experiences. Francesco Borromini, on the other hand, challenged traditional forms with his innovative use of curves and complex geometric structures. His work on San Carlo alle Quattro Fontane in Rome is celebrated for its undulating walls and complex dome structure, pushing the boundaries of traditional Baroque forms. These architects did not merely design buildings, they choreographed spatial experiences that communicated the grand narratives of their time. While Italy was the birthplace of Baroque, the style flourished uniquely as it spread across Europe. In France, the Palace of Versailles embodies the adaptation of Baroque aesthetics to express the absolute power of Louis XIV, with its hall of mirrors and expansive gardens reflecting the grandeur of his reign. In Spain, the grandiosity of the Granada Cathedral, with its dramatic interior, showcases the Spanish interpretation of Baroque, heavily ornamented and majestic. Meanwhile, Austria's Belvedere Palace combines the artistic richness of Baroque with the precision of the emerging Rococo style. Each country adapted the key elements of Baroque to reflect their own cultural and political ambitions, creating a diverse architectural landscape across Europe. Baroque architecture found its expression in both sacred and secular spaces. Churches designed in this style were meant to evoke an emotional, spiritual response, making the divine palpable through the senses. Secular buildings, like the Palace of Versailles, utilized Baroque aesthetics to project power and control, turning the architecture into a symbol of political authority. Here, every hall and garden was a statement of the king's absolute power and the state's central role in the arts. The interplay between these spaces, sacred inspiring awe and secular asserting control, illustrates the dual role of Baroque architecture in 17th century society. Baroque architects were pioneers, employing new techniques that allowed for more complex structures and designs. The development of reinforced concrete, for instance, enabled the creation of larger and more daring spaces. Stucco techniques were refined to add depth and detail to interiors, allowing for the elaborate frescoes and ornamental plasterwork that define many Baroque interiors. These innovations not only enhanced the visual appeal, but also the emotional impact of the architecture. Baroque architecture transcended its immediate visual impact to influence broader cultural domains. In painting, artists like Caravaggio adopted the dramatic effects of light and shadow seen in Baroque buildings, while in sculpture, the dynamic forms and emotional expressions mirrored the architectural style. Moreover, the grandeur of Baroque architecture reinforced the power of the institutions it served, whether religious or royal. It was a visual representation of authority designed to impress and persuade. Preserving Baroque architecture presents unique challenges due to its intricate detailing and the materials used. However, these efforts are crucial as they allow us to retain a physical connection to our cultural past. Today, the principles of Baroque architecture still influence modern design, seen in the dynamic forms and dramatic use of light in many contemporary buildings. Its legacy is a testament to its enduring appeal and architectural significance. Baroque architecture, with its dramatic interplay of shadows and light, dynamic forms, and rich detailing, continues to captivate and inspire. Its ability to evoke emotion and convey power remains unmatched, making it a perennial subject of study and admiration in the architectural world. As we reflect on the enduring appeal of Baroque, we are reminded of the profound impact architecture can have on culture and society, a legacy that continues to influence even in the modern era.